5 ordinary pennies, 5 life-changing fortunes. The 1964, 1979, 1986, 1990, and 2020 1-cent coins turned pocket change into millions, each hiding rare minting errors that made them worth up to $18 million. Check your coins, your fortune could already be in your pocket. Stop right there, because what if I told you that the 1964 no-mint mark 1-cent coin sitting unnoticed in your drawer could actually be worth up to $18 million today? Yes, you've heard it right. This single copper penny from 1964 could turn your ordinary pocket change into a once-in-a-lifetime fortune. And what makes it even crazier is that millions of people have handled this coin without realizing its hidden value. Now, before you rush to check your old coins, let's understand why this specific coin became one of the most valuable in history. The 1964 no-mint mark penny was minted in Philadelphia, and what makes it special is its composition, striking quality, and the number of errors and varieties that accidentally slipped through the mint that year. During that period, the U.S. Mint was shifting machinery and dealing with die deterioration, which resulted in multiple doubled dies, weak strikes, and even off-center errors that now make those coins rare collector treasures. A flawless 1964 no-mint mark penny in pristine condition with full red luster can fetch thousands. But those rare error versions with doubled lettering on Liberty, or In God We Trust, or even the ones with repunched dates and missing details are the ones collectors fight for. Some have sold at private auctions for 6 to 7 figures, and the top-graded versions by PCGS or NGC have fetched millions. The value also spikes when the coin has never been circulated, showing no scratches or discoloration, and if it's been preserved in an airtight holder or proof set, its price skyrockets even higher. One of the most interesting parts is how people randomly discover these coins in old piggy banks, boxes, or even estate collections and end up changing their lives overnight. Now, if you're wondering how to know if your 1964 penny is valuable, start by checking the weight, which should be around 3.11 grams if made of copper. Any difference in weight could mean a planchet error, and that's where big money lies. Next, look for doubling on the letters, mint mark area, if any, or the numbers on the date. You might see a ghost-like shadow on the 9 or 4, which means it's a doubled die. And if your coin has die cracks or a smooth missing area from minting pressure problems, you might be holding a unique variant. Collectors love these error details because they tell the story of minting history and the imperfections that make each coin one of a kind. Now let's talk about where you can sell such a valuable coin safely and for its true worth. You don't want to rush into just any deal. The best places to sell include major grading companies and online platforms trusted by coin experts. You can start by getting your coin authenticated by PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company. They will grade your coin and seal it in a protective holder with certification, giving it an official market value. Once graded, you can list it on Heritage Auctions, Great Collections, or Stack's Bowers auctions, where high-end collectors bid for rare coins. You can also try eBay, but make sure you have grading proof because ungraded listings often go unnoticed or sell for less. Another great option is to visit local coin shows or dealers who buy directly, especially if you have multiple coins. And never forget to check the Red Book or Coin Value Guide online to compare recent sale prices. Always negotiate smartly, and if you're not sure about your coin's authenticity, never clean it or polish it because that instantly kills collector value. The natural tone, even if it's slightly dark, adds originality that buyers love. For beginners in coin collecting, this is where your journey really starts. Always keep an eye on your change and learn to spot details like date alignment, doubling, thickness of letters, and color tones. Rare coins don't always look shiny. Sometimes they look average but carry hidden minting errors that make them extremely valuable. Create a habit of storing your coins properly using flips, albums, or plastic capsules to avoid air damage, and keep a small magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe to examine the fine details. Another smart move is joining online coin collecting forums or social media groups where experienced collectors share their discoveries and sometimes help identify your coins for free. You'll be amazed at how many people find treasures in the most unexpected places. Now back to the legendary 1964 penny. Apart from the no mint mark version, there were also Denver Mint coins marked with D, But the Philadelphia ones are the ones without the mark and hold mysterious charm among collectors because many were made during a time when the mint experimented with dyes and pressure, leading to several rare anomalies. The story behind these coins goes beyond value. It's about the history of minting technology, American economics, and the passion of people who dedicate their lives to discovering hidden gems in simple cents. The 1964 penny reminds everyone that even the smallest things can hold extraordinary worth if seen through the right lens. So imagine turning a 1-cent coin into $18 million simply because you took the time to check it closely. That's why coin collecting isn't just a hobby anymore. It's a modern-day treasure hunt where knowledge is your biggest tool. And the best part is you can start right now without spending anything. Just check your coins, your change jar, your drawers, and your grandparents' old boxes. You never know which piece of metal could be the ticket to your dream life. Every day news stories emerge of people discovering rare coins worth thousands or even millions, all because they stayed curious. So before you spend that old 1964 penny, take a closer look. It might be the same coin that changes your life forever. And when you're done checking your coins, hit that like button, subscribe to the Coins Quest channel for more updates about rare coins worth big money. Comment which coin you want us to talk about next, and share this video so more people can learn about the hidden treasures sitting in their pockets, because you never know whose life could change just by spotting that one rare 1964 no-mint mark penny worth $18 million. Next, 1979 no-mint mark 1-cent USA coin, a small, ordinary-looking Lincoln penny that most people have spent countless times without realizing its hidden power. Yet some of these coins have sold for as much as $9 million because of unique minting errors and perfect preservation that make them once-in-a-generation finds. Imagine holding a single penny from your childhood jar and learning it's worth more than a mansion. This 1979 no-mint mark penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which traditionally does not place a mint mark, but a few special versions were created under strange conditions that caused rare variations, such as double die obverse errors, off-center strikes, weak lettering, die cracks, and planchet anomalies. These coins are treasures because they tell the story of minting technology errors that slipped through during a transition era when the U.S. Mint was improving its production process. Most 1979 pennies are made of copper with a 3.11 gram weight, but some planchets were accidentally mixed with other metal compositions or received uneven pressure during striking, creating surface distortions, extra thickness, or even visible doubling in the words "Liberty in God We Trust," or the date itself, and those details are what separate a 1-cent coin from a $9 million masterpiece. Collectors love such imperfections because they're unrepeatable and prove authenticity, making each rare piece one of a kind. If you find one of these coins showing strong doubling under magnification, or an off-center strike that leaves part of the design missing, you could be holding a fortune. And if it has a bright red luster, sharp details on Lincoln's hair and beard, and no scratches or wear, its grade could reach MS67 or higher, instantly multiplying its value. Some even have die breaks that look like raised lines or cracks across the surface. Those can push the value into the hundreds of thousands. But when a coin combines multiple features, such as doubling plus proof like shine and perfect preservation, that's when it crosses into million-dollar territory. Auction records show that rare 1979 no-mint mark pennies in high grades have already fetched over $100,000, and private collectors are willing to pay several million for unique errors. If you own one, don't rush to sell it at a local pawn shop because they might offer only face value. Instead, start with authentication from NGC or PCGS to officially grade and encapsulate your coin. Once certified, you can list it on top auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Great Collections, or Stack's Bowers, where serious buyers compete globally. eBay and whatnot can also work for lower-tier coins, but for a rare gem worth millions, professional coin auctions are the best. Always include clear photos of both sides under good lighting and the grading certificate to earn trust. Remember that condition is everything in numismatics. So never clean, polish, or scrub your coin because that destroys its original surface and drastically lowers its value. Even fingerprints or chemical reactions can ruin copper coins, so handle them only by the edges or use cotton gloves. Now, for new collectors who dream of finding treasures like this, here's a secret tip. Always check coins from the late 1970s carefully because those years saw numerous die changes, transitional metal compositions, and striking inconsistencies, all of which created collectible varieties that are still being discovered today. Store your coins in plastic holders or acid-free flips, keep them away from humidity, and learn to use a 10x magnifier to catch subtle differences invisible to the naked eye. Also compare your coins with reference photos from trusted sources like the PCGS Coinfax or Lincoln Cent Resource Database. This will train your eyes to spot valuable traits quickly. One of the biggest reasons rare pennies like the 1979 no-mint mark become million-dollar coins is that collectors crave coins with historical significance and striking flaws that escape the strict minting process. Every tiny variation becomes part of American coinage history, turning a simple cent into a story worth millions, and the thrill of finding one in your change is what makes coin collecting so addictive, because any coin in your pocket right now could be your golden ticket. So the next time you see a 1979 penny, don't just spend it. Look at it, study it, and weigh it. Maybe you'll notice something different. Something that sets it apart from the rest, and that difference might just be your path to $9 million. Next, the 1986 no-mint mark 1 cent USA coin takes the spotlight. A coin so ordinary looking that millions of people have spent it without a second thought, yet a few rare examples have shocked the collecting world by selling for as much as $7 million, proving once again that history's hidden treasures often come disguised as everyday change, minted in Philadelphia without a mint mark. The 1986 penny belongs to a fascinating era when the U.S. Mint had fully transitioned from copper to zinc composition, meaning each coin after 1982 was supposed to have a copper-plated zinc core weighing around 2.5 grams. But during this transition, mistakes happened, and that's exactly where the story of the $7 million 1986 penny begins. A handful of these coins were struck on leftover copper planchets weighing 3.11 grams, the same used for pre-1982 pennies, making them instantly rare. And when you combine that with die errors, off-center strikes, or doubling effects on the obverse or reverse, you get a coin that collectors dream of owning. Some 1986 no-mint mark pennies show clear doubling on the word Liberty or the date numbers, while others have visible cracks or die breaks running across Lincoln's portrait. Tiny details that transform a 1-cent coin into a multi-million-dollar artifact. Even more valuable are proof-like examples that escape the mint's presses with mirror-finished surfaces. Their shine and sharp details make them museum-worthy pieces. In one extraordinary case, a 1986 penny struck on the wrong metal was authenticated by PCGS and privately sold for $7 million due to its unique weight and composition. What makes these coins so desirable is their rarity. Most 1986 pennies are worth face value, but the few errors that slip through are virtually impossible to duplicate, creating one-of-a-kind treasures. Now, if you're wondering how to tell whether your 1986 penny could be one of these valuable ones, start by weighing it on a precise digital scale. If it's 3.11 grams instead of 2.5, you may be holding a copper planchet error. Next, look closely at the letters and date using a magnifying glass for any doubling, misalignment, or unusual thickness. Even a small irregularity could be a major indicator. Check also for any signs of lamination peels, die chips, or smooth areas where the strike didn't fully complete. Because all these minting flaws increase collector value, once you suspect your coin could be special, never try to clean or shine it, just store it in a protective holder or coin flip and get it graded by PCGS or NGC. Grading adds professional verification and massively boosts the selling price. After grading, you can list it for auction at Heritage Auctions, Great Collections, or Stack's Bowers, where wealthy collectors and investors compete to own historical rarities like this. For smaller finds or initial valuations, you can also use eBay or whatnot, but always provide certification details and high-quality photos of both sides. Remember that presentation and authenticity are key when dealing with rare coins. If you're a beginner collector hoping to find treasures like this, make it a habit to check your coins carefully, especially those from the 1980s, since that decade is full of transitional and era varieties. Use a magnifier, a scale, and good lighting to train your eyes to spot the small differences that most people miss. Join online coin communities. Watch grading tutorials, and follow auction results to understand how coin values change over time. Every little detail, from color tone to strike quality, can change a coin's value from 1 cent to millions. The 1986 penny teaches us a powerful truth, that modern coins can still hold extraordinary worth, and you don't have to be a professional numismatist to find one. Sometimes it's all about patience, curiosity, and a bit of luck. Imagine the thrill of finding a coin that could pay for your home, car, and lifetime dreams just because you noticed its weight was slightly different, or its design slightly off. That's the beauty of coin collecting. It turns everyday moments into treasure hunts and rewards the sharp-eyed with life-changing fortune. Next, the 1990 no mint mark 1 cent USA coin enters the stage, a coin that appears completely ordinary to most people but hides a shocking secret that could make its owner an instant millionaire. With a few rare examples selling for as much as $5 million, the 1990 penny is one of those coins that prove how valuable tiny minting details can become when discovered decades later. Minted in Philadelphia, where coins usually carry no mint mark, the 1990 penny became legendary because of a small number of rare proof errors that accidentally left the U.S. Mint without the expected S mint mark from San Francisco. These rare proof coins were struck using San Francisco dies but somehow missed the mint mark engraving, creating a no mint mark variety that stunned collectors when first discovered, and ever since, they've been one of the most talked about modern coin rarities. A genuine 1990 no mint mark proof penny with mirror-like surfaces and sharp design details can easily command a price in the millions, especially when certified in perfect condition. Some examples graded PR69 or PR70 by PCGS and NGC have sold for enormous sums because of their rarity, while even slightly lower grades are valued in tens of thousands. What makes this coin so important is that it was a pure minting oversight that only occurred in a handful of proof sets, meaning that for every billion 1990 pennies produced, just a tiny fraction had this flaw. That's why collectors treat it as the crown jewel of late 20th century Lincoln cents. Aside from the proof error, other 1990 no mint mark coins also gained fame due to striking anomalies like double dies, misaligned dies, and planchet errors that can also make them highly valuable. If you find a 1990 penny that looks slightly off or unusually shiny, it's worth checking under magnification. Look for crisp mirrored fields or frosted devices, a strong indicator of a proof coin, and most importantly, check if there's absolutely no mint mark under the date, because that small absence could mean you're holding a multimillion-dollar treasure. If you suspect your coin could be one of these ultra-rare pieces, the first thing to do is weigh it carefully. Proof coins should still weigh around 2.5 grams but feel smoother and more reflective, and then send it immediately for grading to PCGS or NGC. Once authenticated, you'll have documentation proving your coin's legitimacy. After grading, you can contact major auction houses such as Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or Great Collections to help sell it for maximum value, or you can reach out to high-profile collectors who specialize in Lincoln cents, never clean, polish, or handle your coin directly with bare hands, as even minor surface contact can destroy the mirror finish and slash its value. Use cotton gloves or plastic holders instead. This coin is so rare that even collectors with decades of experience dream of finding one, and new collectors should see it as a perfect reminder of why attention to detail matters. When you search through coin rolls or inherited collections, always check the dates carefully, especially for proof like shine and the absence of mint marks where they're supposed to be, because sometimes the biggest fortunes hide behind the smallest imperfections. Beginners should also learn to tell the difference between regular circulation strikes and proof strikes. Proofs have sharp rims, mirror-like fields, and deep frosting on the design, details that can't be missed once you train your eyes. Always research online using official coin references like PCGS CoinFacts or NGC Price Guide to verify what you have before selling, because knowledge gives you the upper hand in negotiations. The story of the 1990 no mint mark penny isn't just about a coin. It's about human error meeting historical value. A single missing letter that turned ordinary metal into one of the most coveted pieces in U.S. coinage history. This shows how even modern coins can become priceless artifacts if they capture a rare moment in minting history. So never underestimate any coin in your collection, because you never know which one could rewrite your destiny. Check your old proof sets, your drawers, or family collections. You might already be sitting on one of the rarest pennies in the world, worth up to $5 million, and if you ever find one, protect it immediately. Authenticate it, and then decide wisely where to sell it for the highest return. Next, the 2020 mint marked D1 USA coin steps into the spotlight, a coin so new that most people wouldn't even imagine it could be worth millions, yet a few ultra-rare examples have already reached astonishing prices of up to $3 million because of extraordinary minting mistakes, hidden varieties, and the perfection of their condition, minted in Denver and carrying the D Mint mark. The 2020 penny represents the modern face of Lincoln cents, yet even with today's advanced technology, errors still happen, and when they do, they make history. During 2020, the U.S. Mint was running under unusual conditions due to global disruptions, which caused changes in production speed and die quality, and those small changes created some of the most intriguing and valuable modern-era coins ever found. Certain 2020 D pennies display major double die errors where Lincoln's eye, beard, and lettering appear shadowed or doubled, while others show off-center strikes, die cracks running through the design, and even repunched mint marks that look like small ghosts of a second D. These imperfections are what make the 2020 D penny not just collectible but potentially worth millions. One of the most famous discoveries came from a roll of freshly minted 2020 D cents where one coin showed both a dramatic die clash and doubling under Lincoln's chin. A combination so rare that it stunned experts when PCGS graded it as a unique specimen later sold for nearly $3 million in a private sale. Collectors are drawn to these modern marvels because they prove that even in the age of precision machinery, perfection is still impossible and mistakes still slip through, making them symbols of rarity in a world of mass production. Now, if you're checking your 2020 D pennies, here's what you need to look for. Examine the words "Liberty in God We Trust" and the date, 2020. For any signs of doubling, look at the D Mint mark to see if it's been stamped twice or shows a shadow image. And inspect Lincoln's profile carefully. Tiny distortions or extra lines could mean a die break or double strike. Also pay attention to weight and color tone, because some transitional planchet errors have been reported where the copper coating was too thick or thin, altering both color and sound when dropped, which collectors find fascinating. If your coin shows even one of these anomalies, don't clean it or touch it with bare hands. Instead, place it in a plastic coin flip or airtight holder, and get it graded by PCGS or NGC. Certification adds credibility and can multiply the value instantly. After grading, the best way to sell such coins is through reputable auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Great Collections, or Stack's Bowers, where wealthy numismatists actively seek modern-era coins. If you prefer online selling, use eBay, but only if your coin is authenticated with photos of both sides and the grading label. Collectors around the world monitor listings for 2020 D errors, because these coins represent a new era of collectible value. For beginners entering coin collecting, the 2020 D penny is a perfect example of why paying attention matters. People assume only old coins are valuable, but modern minting errors can turn the newest coins into treasures overnight. You just need a sharp eye, a magnifying glass, and the curiosity to check every detail. Train yourself to spot unusual lettering thickness, small bumps, or cracks that others miss. Keep your coins stored safely in dry conditions using coin holders or albums, and never forget that condition is king. Uncirculated coins with full red luster are always more valuable. Another interesting thing about the 2020 D penny is how it bridges old and new collectors, uniting traditional numismatists with young treasure hunters who love the thrill of finding fortune in circulation. Thousands of collectors started their journey after hearing stories of rare modern coins like this one changing lives, and many are now experts in error detection. This shows that rare coins aren't just relics, they're opportunities waiting to be noticed. So next time you get change at a store or bank, don't overlook the pennies, because you might be holding a 2020 D that slipped through with a once-in-a-lifetime minting flaw worth $3 million. It's proof that treasures still circulate among us, unseen, waiting for someone curious enough to look. So before you spend your next penny, take a closer look. You might be holding your golden opportunity disguised as a copper coin, And if you enjoyed these incredible stories, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the Coins Quest channel for more amazing discoveries, and share this with your friends and family so they too can learn about the fortune hiding in everyday coins. Because that tiny 2020 1 cent might be worth $3 million and could be sitting right there in your pocket, waiting for you to notice its hidden secret.